1-2 coming. And Nimmo cracks one out to center field. Hill racing back, takes a look, and it's out of here! Brandon Nimmo with the Mets' 4th home run of the night. First of the year for Brandon. It's 10-1 New York. Well, Sunday was a day of rest for the Mets.
Happy to be back for opening day this year, and he was.
Nimmo cracks one to deep right field. That ball's heading toward the wall and out of here. Brandon Nimmo with his 2nd home run in 2 nights to cut the Marlins lead to 2-1.
Well, the Mets, who had all the long ball last night.
1. Soto at second, Alonso at first. And he drives one down the right field line. That's going to go to the wall. Soto around third. He will score. Alonso will be held at third. Brandon Nimmo with an RBI double to make it 4-0 New York. At first with 1 out. Infield in for Nimmo, and he cracks one out to left field. That'll get the run, and at least Conine chasing back. He won't get it. It's up against the wall. Singer is in. Lindor right behind him. Alonso stops at third. Brandon Nimmo cashes in 2 with an opposite field double, and the Mets go in front 4-2. After a frustrating night last night and a fruitless at bat with a runner in scoring position in the 3rd, Nimmo gets another crack at it, and he comes through.
Hang and slide.
Perfect. 71 degrees, a light breeze out of the south. Nimmo cranks one to deep right. Butler throws back, takes a look, that's gone. Brandon Nimmo socks his 3rd home run of the year, and the Mets jump out in front 1-0.
You know, Gary, the first 6 games here, 18 home runs were hit in this ballpark. Now 19, the one by Nimmo, and this one
against the Expos, April 12th, 1988.
Really?
Nimmo gets a hold of one deep right field. Forget that. That ball's going to sail well up on the berm, and Nimmo's got his 2nd home run of the series to get the Mets on the board. Last night it was a line drive. This time a towering shot onto the grassy knoll for his 4th home run. So 1 out and nobody on. Severino's retired 6 in a row. And now Nimmo slams one to the gap in left center field. Brown and Andujar look at each other. Andujar cuts it off, and Nimmo steps into second base with a 1-out double. And Brandon Nimmo has had, with the Nats, a lot of walks. And Nimmo cracks one out to right center field. Back in the gap goes Cruz. Back to the warning track, takes a look, and it's out of here. Brandon Nimmo with a 3-run homer. His 5th home run of the year, and the Mets have doubled their lead. It's 6-0 New York in the 6th. Brandon got a 2-0 fastball, and he made no mistake. A 3-run shot, and the Mets have a 6-run lead. The 6th was his 5th of the year, the 115th of his career, and he slams this one to deep right field. Back goes Cruz, back to the wall, and it's out of here. A grand slam for Brandon Nimmo. A 2 home runs, 7 RBI day for Nimmo. 11-0 New York.
That's how you get fat.
What a day for Brandon. It's been struggling. We mentioned it since the 2024 All-Star break. A 190 average, a 590 OPS. And Brandon pulls one over the bag. That's going to go down the line. It hits the jutting stands. Alonso is in. Winker will score. Vientos will be held at third. Brandon Nimmo with a 9 RBI. Brandon Nimmo flies one out to right center as we start the 7th. Back in the gap goes Scott near the wall. It's out of here. Brandon Nimmo launches a home run on the first pitch of the 7th inning. Number 7 for Nimmo. The Mets' 2nd home run of the night, and it's 7-3 New York.
But it went out. That's all that counts.
And he rockets this one toward the right field corner, headed toward the wall, and it hits at the base of the fence. Alonso scores. Nimmo trades places with him. Back-to-back two-out doubles, and the Mets have the early 1-0 lead. How much confidence Mendy has in him. And Nimmo lines one to left center, and so much for 0 for 14. That'll split the gap and go all the way back to the wall. And Brandon cruises into second base with a leadoff double. Mets' first hit of the day, Nimmo's 6th double of the year.
That's what I like to see.
1-2 to Nimmo, and he slugs one to deep right field. Tucker back to the warning track, back at the wall. It's out of here. Brandon Nimmo with the Mets' second home run of the bottom of the 8th inning. His 8th of the year, a 2-run shot. And now the Mets have scored 4 times in the bottom of the 8th and lead the Cubs 6-2.
Well, we knew both starters would not go into the 7th or the 8th, and it became a game of the bullpens. And so far, the Mets bullpen has outpitched the Cubs in 2 more big.
It to make things more compact, but it was simply about the chase rate.
He drives this one toward the gap in right center. Canario won't get there, and it's off the wall. Nimmo heads to second, and he's in standing with a leadoff double. 3rd time in 4 innings, the Mets have had a leadoff hit, their first extra base hit of the one. Pitching to Wyoming's own Brandon Nimmo. And he lines one in left center for a base hit, and the Mets will score first. It goes all the way back to the wall. Soto is in. Nimmo has a double for the 2nd straight night. 1-0 New York. We've seen Nimmo over the last couple of weeks use left field. Dennis Martinez. Pulled down to first, past Goldschmidt and down the line. It hits off the jutting stands, but Nimmo should be able to get 2 out of this as Judge fields the carom, and Nimmo slides in safely with his 9th double of the year. 3-2 from Hauser, and he pulls one into right field for a base hit. That's going to go all the way into the corner, and Nimmo hops into second base with a 1-out double. So that snaps that 0 for 17 stretch for
An inch. I just felt I had better bat control.
And that's driven to the gap in right center field, headed out toward the wall, and it's out of here. Brandon Nimmo crushes his 9th home run of the year, a 2-run shot. His 3rd career home run against Senzatella in just 11 at-bats, and it gives. That's ripped to the gap in right center field, headed back toward the fence, and it's one hop against the wall, over the wall. That'll cost the Mets a run. McNeil will score. Alvarez will have to stop at 3rd. A booming double for Brandon Nimmo drives in a run. And then on May 18th last year, Francisco Lindor was moved into the leadoff spot. Lifted to deep right center field. Back goes Paez right near the wall. He leaps, and it's out of here. Brandon Nimmo with a home run, his 10th home run of the season. And the Mets have a 2-0 lead. Home runs by Alonso and now Nimmo, and the Mets have gone deep twice. Into the 5th. That's drilled down the right field line by Nimmo, and that's a fair ball bouncing up against the wall. Acuna racing around 3rd. He's going to score easily. Nimmo stops at second base with an RBI double. Brandon's 2nd RBI hit of the night to make it 8-1 New York. So Nimmo, who took an 0 for. Well, he's been even more effective. Nimmo skies one to left center. Young moving back on the warning track. Back at the fence, and it's out of here. Brandon Nimmo goes the other way for his 11th home run of the season. And it's 4-0 New York.
Pick.
Yeah, this is a make or break year for him. As Nimmo flies this one deep to right. Back goes Paul, back near the wall. It's out of here. Brandon Nimmo with his 2nd home run of the night. Nimmo had a 9 RBI game against the Nats in D.C. in April. Now he's got a 2-home run game against the Nats tonight to make it 5-0 New York. 5 pitches already a season high. And Nimmo cranks one to deep right field, right down the line. Got him and stays fair. That ball is out of here. Brandon Nimmo strikes again, his 3rd home run in 2 days. Number 13 for Nimmo. And it's 4-0 New York. An ex-Cleveland player. Drive toward the left field line. Verdugo racing over. He won't get it. It bounces into the corner. Stays in play. Nimmo goes to second. He stops there with a leadoff double. So Nimmo continues to hit strike.
Not a lot of emotion from Wheeler on the mound. Now Nimmo drives one towards center field. Long run for Brandon Marsh, moving back, reaching up. It's over his head. It's off the base of the wall. And Nimmo's around second. He'll hold there as Marsh, with a great throw in, keeps Nimmo with the double.
Season. Nimmo swings away, sends it towards right center. Long run for Brandon Marsh all the way to the wall, and Nimmo goes deep. He has tied Lindor and Todd Hundley with 124 home runs in a Met uniform. And New York strikes first behind Nimmo tonight.
Well, you talked about summer and it heating up. The ball should jump tonight. And look for the Mets to ball the whole way and dips down and catches the top of the strike zone.
Nimmo golfs one deep to right field. Castellanos back all the way to the track. He knows it's gone. Nimmo ties the game with his second of the night. And the Mets go back-to-back for a second consecutive night.
Well, any left-hander will tell you he loves the ball down and in on that sweet spot.
Kind of time of the season.
He shoots one over third, a fair ball going down the line. Nimmo will take a hard turn at first. He's going to try for two. The throw by Pham is offline, and Nimmo steps in with a double. Now, Nimmo knew that Pham doesn't have great arm, and so he took a liberty there. And he's going to be able to hang on, but he couldn't. And now Nimmo with the bases loaded, crashes one to deep right field, back toward the corner. Freelick goes back at the wall, and it's out of here! Brandon Nimmo with a grand slam! As big a hit the order tonight. And he rips this one to right field. Freelick going back. It's over his head, and it's out of here! Brandon Nimmo strikes again. He opens the scoring for the second straight game with a home run, his 17th of the year, and it's 1-0 New York. And just as he did against Jacob, that was his MVP season. And Nimmo cracks one to left, but right at Dominguez, but he misplays it, and it's over his head. And Nimmo has got a double to start the bottom of the first. Well, Jason Dominguez has had issues in left field. They feel as though he's cleaned things up, but he badly misplayed that line. Rear two this year. And Brandon launches one deep right field. Back goes Judge to the warning track at the wall. It's out of here! Brandon Nimmo with another grand slam! Three nights ago, he got the Mets back on the winning. Beatty at second and nobody out. And Brandon launches one out to left center field. That's deep. Back goes Mullins back near the wall. He slides, can't get it. It's off the wall. Beatty being waved around third. Henderson's relay throw to the plate on a hop. He's safe. It goes to the backstop. And Nimmo will hold at second base. The Mets take the lead. Their third consecutive extra base hit. A double by Nimmo to and a breaking ball hit sharply past Steer and down the line. Nimmo heads for second, and he's got himself a two-out double to keep the Mets alive. Second hit of the night for Nimmo. 2-1 to Nimmo with Lindor on deck. And he rockets one to deep right field. Soler going back to the warning track at the wall. It's out of here. Brandon Nimmo with a leadoff home run. His 19th home run of the season. 1-0 New York. Not allowing an earned run.
Wow, ate him up.
50. Nimmo lines one the other way, but Ramos goes back and it's over his head. Ramos has struggled defensively all year, and Nimmo beats him over his head with a line drive for a leadoff double. 19th double of the year.
Right?
I don't think it'll be before the deadline, but they're getting a lot of interest in it.
This ball hit well, going back. Lee still going back. It is off the bottom of the wall. Acuna's going to come in. There is a clutch hit with a runner in scoring position from Brandon Nimmo. And insurance for the Mets. They lead it 5-3.
Hoping to be in the lineup on Friday. Nimmo lines a base hit in center field. That one's going to beat Merrill and go back to the wall. And Nimmo will pull in at second base with the Mets' first extra base hit of the day, a one-out double.
Would be next. And that's driven in the air to right center field. Back goes Bruhan to the warning track. Back at the wall. It's out of here! Brandon Nimmo puts the Mets back in front with a 3-run homer. 8-5 New York. Number 20 for Nimmo. On the 38-year-old Carlos Carrasco. And now Nimmo drives one to left center field, and that's down for a base hit. Cut off by Harris, but Nimmo will motor to second base, and he's in standing with the double. And the Mets are... And that's driven down the right field line by Nimmo, and that's going to go into the corner. Nimmo cruises into second base with the Mets' fourth straight two-out hit. Mets have been magical with
3 runs. And Brandon grounds one over the bed. Fair ball going down the line. Lindor is in. Alonso right behind him. The throw goes to second, not in time. Brandon Nimmo with a 2-run double. And that's pulled toward the right field corner by Nimmo, and it's out of here. Brandon Nimmo with a 3-run homer. Number 21 for Nimmo, and before an out is recorded, it's 5-0 New York. Nothing like having a positive result. Nimmo pulls that one toward the corner, and that ball is off the pole, a home run. Second home run of the night for Brandon Nimmo, his 22nd of the year. Nimmo goes doink, and it's 13-4.
I like that. Nimmo goes doink.
Nimmo pops this one up into shallow left. A long one in from Marcy toward the line, and it drops beyond the reach of Lopez. The throw goes to third, not in time, and that enables Nimmo to go to second base. Well, a great effort by Lopez, who came out of... Well, here's a stat for you if we have time. Nimmo rapes one down the line, and fair ball goes into the corner. Played by Weimer. Nimmo to second. He's in standing with a double. And the Mets have the go-ahead run at second base. Second double of the... Driven toward the gap in left center. Cutting across is Mesa, but he watches it hit off the base of the wall. And Brandon Nimmo has his 6th extra base hit in this series. Nimmo skies one to deep left center. Back goes Langford near the wall. It's out of here. Brandon Nimmo goes the other way for his 23rd home run of the season. His first extra base hit in the month of September. And it gives the Mets a 2-0 lead in the 6th. Nimmo blasts one to deep right center. Tatis goes back, takes a look, and it's out of here. Brandon Nimmo blasts a 3-run homer. Number 24 for Nimmo, tying his career high, and it's 5-1 New York. Kinetics, though. That's drilled to deep right field. Suzuki going back into the well. That